So good evening, everybody. You're welcome to this week's Forex Outlook brought to you by Trading Pro. Trading Pro is an international financial service provider with several years trading experience. Hope everybody can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. With several years trading experience, and they offer a variety of educational services and tools, including webinars, video tutorials, and trading seminars. They are all engineered to encourage traders in developing their knowledge and abilities. So one of such tools is what you are watching now. So this enables you to take active opportunities in the market as they present themselves. So this is a review for the 5th to 9th of August 2024. As always, we're going to start off with the economic calendar. Looking at the economic calendar, we have some major impact news next week. We have rate news coming up for the Aussie dollar, and we have some unemployment claims coming in within the week. So we have unemployment, and because we have unemployment coming in for the New Zealand, we have unemployment claims for the dollar and the CAD also. We have rate news coming in for the Aussie. So that's out of the way. Let's get down into our chart and see what we have. So starting off with the Euro GBP, we are going to start off with the Euro GBP, US 100, dollar index, Euro USD, GBP USD, gold, pound yen, Euro yen, and that will be all. So we're going to start off with the Euro pound. So looking at the Euro pound, the Euro pound seems to be gearing up for a massive move upwards. So if we look at this pair, remove my annotations, we have a break above this high. This is a big weekly engulfing candle. So we have a swing low that has displaced this high here. So most likely, if we go into the daily time frame, we have a break here, and you can see we have this low high. So we have like a bullish breakout on this pair. So two things are going to happen. This most likely is going to be the target 85.40 or probably any of these fair value gaps. But depending on what they decide to play on Monday, because here it's at resistance, as you can see, there is a battle going on. So price may retrace towards this 84.98. If it finds support there, then it might be used as a tool, as like a bouncing board to move higher. But going into next week, the possibility on this pair still remains to the upside. But if it retraces and fails below 98, 89, 84, 98 fails to hold as support, then you're going to see price probably coming to this daily fair value gap here. But we have a bullish breaker on the Euro 1 daily time frame, which points to the fact that any retracement on this pair might be for an opportunity higher. So if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, you'll be watching for any retracement. As you can see on the 4-hour, we don't, depending on how this candle closes, we don't have any fair value gap until further down here. So for next week, going into next week, the Euro GBP is going to be looking bullish. That will be bullish trend on the Euro and weakness for the British pound. The next we are going to be looking at is the US 100. The US 100 for now is showing serious weakness. If we look at it on the weekly, you can see 3 bearish down candles, but price is still within this other block on the weekly time frame. So what that points to the fact is that we might be seeing a little bit of a bounce, but most likely with the way price is going, it might be going for 18,187. So if we move down to the 4-hour time frame, you'll be waiting for a retracement back into 18,583. That's this low to this high. You're waiting for a retracement into that area. And when you're waiting for that retracement, you'll be noting the fair value gaps within that range to act as resistance and send price lower towards this 18,187.0. So for US 100, bearish outlook going into next week. The next we're going to be looking at is the dollar index. The dollar index for now is bearish. The dollar index for now has a bearish outlook. Any rally on this pair is going to be offering opportunities for a short. So we're going to start off from the weekly time frame. If we look at the weekly time frame, we have this formation. Price swept these highs, rejected from this fair value gap, and closed bearish. So what you're going to do next week is from the low to the high of this weekly candle, you're going to box it. So you're going to pick up the range. When you pick up the range, you're going to wait for price to retrace a little bit. So when you do that, it's going to look something like this. No, okay. This is a smaller one, but there is a bigger box that's from this point to this point. This is where your equilibrium comes in. So if it retraces that strongly, this is where you'll be looking for a short opportunity. But before that level, you have this low at 103.65. Then you have 103.86. So these are levels first before price could come to 104.16. For this pair, going into next week, this pair is bearish. We might see a bit of a retracement, but that will be to move lower as the pair is bearish for now. As you can see, it has broken 103.65. So a retracement might be seen to move lower. But we should note for now, this big drop seems to be an inside bar on the 4-hour as the low has not been broken. So we need to be aware of that. The next we're going to be looking at is EURUSD. Looking at the EURUSD, given that we might be looking at euro strength going into next week, this pair, if we look at it on the weekly, it has the same formation as the dollar index. Long lower wick. While the dollar index has a long upper wick, this has a long lower wick. So, and it closed above the high of the previous week's candle. So what that points to the fact, the same system on the dollar index, you wait for a retracement on this pair, probably to the 25% at 1.0889 or to this level at 1.0870 for a rally towards the high of this previous week. That will be 109.26. And if it gets very much extended, you'll be looking at 109.48 area. So the Euro USD is bullish. You'll be looking for any retracement should offer long opportunities on this pair. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the GBPUSD. The GBPUSD the GBPUSD is it's mixed in the sense that if we pick this low to this high, price reacted off the 50%. Let me pull my box. From this point to this point, price reacted off the 50%. And you can see it's a clean close off that 50%. But if you drop down to the daily time frame, sorry, to the 4-hour time frame, you have this area here. That's between 1.2888 to 1.2806. And so this looks like a hurdle for price to cross. So we might see a bit of a retracement and a bullish move. The bullish move is not as solid as that of the Euro USD. So if you're going to take a long opportunity, you're better off on the Euro USD than on the GBP USD. Because you can see, although it has a long lower wick, it didn't close above the previous week's high, unlike what the Euro USD did. So this is bullish. We might see bullish move on this pair, but not as strong and convincing as the Euro USD. So we need to put that at the back of our mind. The next we are going to be looking at is the gold. Gold for now still looks bullish, but the undertone is bearish. The undertone on this pair is bearish. If you look at it on the weekly, it still has a weekly engulfing that closed above the high of the previous week. If we go down to the daily time frame, the daily is a doji, which is a rejection from this structure point here. There is a bearish order block here. If you go down to the 4-hour time frame, it's going to be clear. from this point here. So looking at this pair, the possibility exists that this pair might just retrace a bit to fill this fair value gap here and probably move back to the downside. But we need to wait and see. But for this pair, slightly mixed. So we can't see. But you might see, because where it is retracing from, if you go back to the daily time frame, it's on the 4-hour time frame. That's where you're going to see it. Yes, it's on the 4-hour time frame. Let me remove everything. You have this other block was used to break this high. So if you look at, that's where price is reacting from. But if you go back, we now have another bearish order block here, because this was used to break this low here. So most likely, if price comes up to this point at 24.55, you might be seeing bearish evidence. You might be waiting for bearish evidence there for a short move down. But going into Monday, Tuesday, you're going to see a bullish run before a move back to the downside on gold. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the Euro Pound Yen. This pair is bearish so far. The longs have started taking profit, so it's causing a massive drop on this pair for now. So for this pair going into next week, you'll be waiting to sell into rallies. That's what you'll be waiting to do on this pair. You'll be waiting to sell into rallies. One area you'll be watching for will be this point here and this point here. So if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, you'll be waiting for a retracement into this area that is between 191.92 to 1.190. So you're waiting for a bearish reaction here and a move lower. As you can see, there's a fair value gap within that area. So the last but not the least is the Euro Yen. So looking at the Euro Yen, the same view. So this, we have Yen strength, but because we're going to have a possible Euro strength, if you're going to continue with the Yen strength, you'll be better off selling Pound Yen than trying to sell Euro Yen. Euro Yen is going to give you a lot of troubles if you try to sell it with the Euro strength coming into next week. So this pair, waiting for a retracement and a move lower, as we have a break below 160.21. So we have a close below, so we might see a retracement and a move lower. So that settles it for this week. Thank you all for taking your time to attend. I wish everybody a blessed and lovely weekend ahead. Thank you all and good night.